the screen, it has the definition to vibrate. And anything that vibrates makes a sound. It also means to be received or understood. Have you ever been in a church service? Have you ever been moved by the Lord so that emotions welled up in you that you didn't know where they came from? Have you ever longed to feel that way? Have you ever seen people sitting in a church service around you that were moved in that way and you weren't, and you wondered why? Well, my children, a lot of you know, all play musical instruments. And so I've sat through a lot of music lessons, can't play anything, paid for a lot of lessons, but as I was sitting watching my oldest son learn violin, his teacher would tell him, she said, "Make it ring, Trey," when he would play a note. And he and I would look at each other, and we thought it was ringing. And she'd say, "No, make it ring." And what she was talking about is there's something that happens in music. It's called sympathetic resonance or sympathetic vibrations. And what that means is if you play a note and it's perfectly in tune, and there's another string close by that's in tune at the same note, it'll begin to vibrate also. As a matter of fact, if you play a note on the violin over here, it'll make strings in the piano vibrate if they're in tune together. And I can guarantee you that when the Lord sheds His glory on this place, it's perfectly in tune. And if your heart is in tune with the Lord, it'll begin to vibrate too. And you'll begin to feel that worship that wells up from within you like a spring, and you don't know where it comes from, but you get to experience that. And maybe you sat there and you say, "But I've never felt that before." Well, it has to be the same note. If you've never been born again, then you're not on the same page. You're not on the same note as the glory that God sheds abroad from heaven. So maybe tonight is the night that you need to get on the right note. You need to bow down, surrender, say, "Lord, I don't want to be the Lord of my life anymore. I give my life to you. You be my Lord and Savior." And that's the first thing that'll put you in tune with the Lord. The second thing is if you take this violin that my daughter Anna's playing back here, they have a little rubber thing that clips on the bottom of it, and it's called a mute. And it'll play very soft notes when you put the mute on there because it dampens vibration and it slows down resonance. And what happens in our lives is many times we've got many mutes clamped onto our heart. And those mutes aren't there to make soft songs to the Lord. They're there because we've allowed them to be there. Sometimes they're relationships that we've not made right. There's sins that we've not confessed. There's habits that we haven't laid at the Lord's feet. There are things that we worship more than the Lord. Maybe tonight's the night you need to lay down those mutes, those things that dampen that resonance in your heart. If you're not feeling the glory of the Lord tonight, search yourself, search your heart, find out where those mutes are. Take off the mutes and worship to the glory of God tonight.